crazy. Hey, True Believers England team here with Dom. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Lincoln. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing well. It sounds like you just started roboting, or like you're going through a tunnel or something.
Oh, that's
But
well, that's odd because like if I was like you would have heard so echoes.
all right. So we're going to be talking about the Eclipse Comics Champions miniseries. This is based on a role playing game that actually my brother and I and our friends we used to play quite a bit. I had a character that was basically uh, cross between Hyperion and the Black King from the Hellfire Club. Uh, so I loved playing this game. I thought Champions was a great role playing game. I like characters like Fox Bat and such. And this is part of the Film Force line, by the way. I did not know that. Or at least I forgot it because I do remember reading this when it first came out because I thought it was cool that they were making a comic book based on the game. Um, I haven't read it in so long, I forgot about that stuff. Even though on the cover, obviously, that's Flare and Icicle and so forth. So yeah, it was actually pretty cool. I figured you were into role playing. What I've heard under the bridge, wrong kind of role playing, and I didn't get paid for doing this one.
Well, granted, the Champions game is still active, but in an online MMORPG format.
Yeah, it's called the hero system or something like that right now.
Well,
Um,
granted, it's called Champions Online.
oh really? Oh, okay. I gotta look that up. Seriously, because yeah, I dug on this one a lot. Um,
Well,
so
also, like the Champions comic series itself, like it's still going on, but under a different publisher called Heroic Publishing, which continues like where Champions left off, as well as the other heroes are part of the team or have allied with Champions.
yeah, Dom is sounding like a radio station that's not quite tuned in. This one Slick's comment. Yeah, you are static and sounding a little robotic right now. He's in an Uber right now on his way to the house and such. So um, I'm sure this is just a temporary thing. Okay, so are you there, Dom? Is that Ian? Okay, there you go. So I got to tell you, when this first started off, and I'm reading it, San Francisco at night in a world very much like our own. The bridges are here, the cable cars run, Chinatown, Fisherman's Wharf, Coit Tower, they're all here, but there are differences. As it went, I was looking and I thought my initial thought was this looks like it was drawn and written by bench players. Like if it were a football team, these are not the major players; these are the secondary. And not bad. They're ready to be professionals. I just don't think they're ready to be. They're not ready to head their own team yet. Is what I thought. I thought the writing is a little bit iffy, and as you can see, the art is good at times, and at times it stumbles, as well as the coloring. As you see, Fox Bat right here is dark brown, but then he's kind of pinkish and then brown. So my first thought of it was, okay, I'm going to have to get used to this for a little bit. By the way, this is Flare from the Flare comics in the Film Force, the heroes such. And this is Fox Bat using his ping pong gun. His ping pong gun has different levels, different things it could do. And then you have Ice Star right here coming in. As Fox Bat is trying to steal this crown becomes something a little bit important to the story. All right, are you still there, Dom?
Yeah, still here.
Okay, there you go. All right, just one. Feel free to comment as when you want there, my friend.
Oh, are we using these years and does it bring back memories?
Oh yeah, and that's something that what was it? Black Spider saying, "Time for lost comic book history." I mean, this is first of all, I got to say, this I would still, I like this art better than a lot of the Tumblr art that we're getting today. And at least it's done with actual colors and such. There's effort into this, is basically what it was. Flair and Champions are not connected to FemForce. Okay, they're the similar characters. By the way, when I say FemForce, I'm kind of talking about that entire universe, because right now I cannot remember. Was it Hero Graphics or something like that? I can't remember the company it worked for. So I'm kind of using FemForce as a sort of be all in, that kind of an all encompassing word for it. Because right now I honestly cannot remember what the company was called.
We're talking about AC Comics.
AC, thank you very much. Yeah, I could. That was not coming to me.
Yeah, because FemForce, of course, and Sabotage, they're part of AC Comics, while Champions at the time was part of Eclipse.
Yeah. I do like this right here. So Foxbat has this ping pong gun. It's got a lot of different firing mechanisms, like it does ice, fire, and so forth. But he adjusts it before he fires. And like right here, the guy's actually giving him time to adjust his gun to snowballs. Yeah, AC Comics that was what I was trying to remember, was the AC Comics. Yeah. Overall, this first issue, it does what a lot of 1980s things did. A lot of modern. You open it up and everything's on the back of the front cover. This is old school. So as it goes, it makes sure that it says all the names of the characters. It gives you backstory when you need backstory. And even in action, you're getting characterization, which is something a lot of modern comics don't do. Dom sounds like he's in outer space in Apollo 101. Yeah, he's in an Uber, and he'll be home soon. But it's I want to describe a comic book to you. It's about a guy that wants ultimate power. So he's going around trying to find gems to put into the object of power that will make him the ultimate being in the universe. What's that sound like to you? I'm watching this. I'm going, okay, so they find a crown. They say, oh my gosh, there's 3 gems that have to be in this. And Demon, the big bad guy, has to find these gems. We better find them before him, or he will be the ultimate power. I'm like, wait a second. This is Infinity Gauntlet, about 10 years before Infinity Gauntlet. Serious, the Thanos quest, the whole 9 yards. We, by the way, have the Punisher of the group called Marksman. And this is basically the plot of all of this. What do you think about that, Dom? Oh, did we? I guess we lost Dom. Okay, well, I'll try to keep going here. I don't. This is going to be one of the short ones because I don't know what to say. It's like it does try. I got to admit, I do like the characterization on this. This guy right here, his name's Giant. He's retired. He's with his wife. Doesn't want any more of the superhero thing, but he said, "I'm retired, but if you ever really need me, come and get me." Hello, Dom.
Okay, all right. You were saying earlier before I got cut off.
Hey, we can actually hear you now. Okay, yeah, I was actually. Did you notice the similarities between this and the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah. I know the similarities.
Yeah, and that was what it's the same thing. Let's get the gems. Let's get the ultimate power. It's something that this is the independent. It's not like an independent trying to do the big Marvel story. The big Marvel story did this, which I get it. Black Spider saying I believe a lot of comic writers get their ideas from sci-fi books and such like that. And
well, I mean, not just sci-fi, but the classic pulps, fantasy, action adventure, or basically works of fiction that covers a variety of genres.
Yep, and why not? They're waiting for Splashdown. And why not other comics? I guess.
Or books.
Yeah. All right.
Books,
So
movies.
so we have a guy comes in and says they need this guy. His name's Giant. Obviously, his wife isn't happy about it, and his kid's like, "Hey, I want to be a superhero. Let me go, woohoo!" But yeah, he has to go, and they actually go chasing after the demon. I don't know about this line right here. I got to tell you. Okay, so you have Ice Star. You have yeah, you have oh goodness gracious, I just said it, Marksman. And I understand how sometimes, if you picked up the Marvel method, somebody drew in the art, and now you've got to come up with a dialogue. But this was so clunky to me because obvious, it's obvious the Ice Star is telling a story. So then I tell her, of course I'm that Ice Star. And then Marksman is just out of the blue. I've heard that story before. I'm more interested in what do you make of these weapons? It just that was a bit like that was a bit clunky dialogue there for me. It's like this okay, and Giant pops in, and Flair immediately flirts with him. Like this is her thing throughout the book. She wants to bang the Giant,
Even though he's happily married and is a family man.
yeah. He does a good job of holding her off, I guess.
Yeah. Well, with Flair, like she established herself like as a flirt and a tease. However, there's actually more to her character, especially when it goes and when like her character is explored more in her spinoff titled Flair.
Okay. Let's see. Lil Anglin team wanted to be a superhero. His weakness, onions. Yeah, basically onions and cat hair, apparently. And Mingo version of what we're talking about there. One slick. Let me scroll up, see if I can't get the first one. He's in an Uber that has some kind of cell block. Says one slick dude and Magneto version. Okay, I don't quite get that one, but there you go. Anyway, I like this piece of dialogue too. Everybody's like, "Oh, Giant, yeah, Marksman, Giant, good to have you." And Ice Star says, "Yeah, with Gargoyle gone, we'll need your strength." And he says, "Gone? What happened to him?" And Ice Star's reaction is, "What difference does it make?" Wait a second. No, I need to know how this guy is gone so that I'm replacing him. That's a big piece of information. What happened to the gargoyle? I mean, why am I did he die going after the guy I was called to fight? What's the deal? I mean, that's an important question to answer. But yeah, I kind of thought that was fun. He died, but what difference does it make? How? That's a line you would think that a Democratic politician might say 30 years later, 40 years later. All right. So anyway, you do this is the let's meet your characters issue. That is basically the crux of this. You have your James Bond opening that kind of leads into the big story coming up. But for the most part, this is the big part where the big crux of the story, where we are finding out who everybody is and somewhat what they do and what their mission is going to be going forward. This is when Rose here, that's her name, the one in the pink with the rose on her shirt, notices the crown, says, "Wait a second, there's soul shards that are supposed to go in this crown." And they talk about, well, we need to make sure that we get those shards before the demon does, and we get this little backstory for the demon. It may have been so at its beginning in Europe in the 1930s, differently not now. We've all encountered demon in the past, but like blind men feeling only part of an elephant, you never know the scope of your operations. Rose met this person, Madame Sin, never realized the weapons she developed were ultimately intended for the demon. And then you have Marksman, who's been making sure the weapons never get distributed. Flair was actually created by the demon, and so forth and so on. And the vast point is that the demon is vast, and you cannot just hunt it down and destroy it. Their power is political, scientific, and mystical. Scientific, not scientifical. Demon can be resisted, thwarted, and maybe one day defeated, but that day has not come. And they decide, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go around and we're going to get these stones, but before they can get to it, the demon henchmen come in. Dom, what do you say?
Well, to make it a long story short, Hydra wishes like it was Demon, because like with these guys, like they are also like one of the reoccurring enemies that you face is like when you play champions online.
Okay.
But they still show up, like in the comic book series through Heroic Publishing.
All right, I like this one. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for Sabretooth to come out and kill the whole team and then laughing about it. Different company. Well, actually, no, it isn't. Eclipse were they part of Marvel? I remember them being part of Marvel.
No.
What am I thinking then?
You're thinking of Epic.
Epic. There you go. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I knew it started with a name. My old man brain. So anyway, we see the we see the Order of the Demons come in, and they're after they call it the Hellfire Crown, and that is the end of book 1. Alrighty. Which I gotta say, it took me a little bit to get through, but I still enjoyed it. I think, like I said, it's very much not written by mainstream artists and writers at the time. I think that some of the dialogue is a little clunky. The art is hit and miss at times. Overall, enjoyable book. Don't get me wrong, but you can tell it's by the junior, not the varsity team, basically.
Yeah. It's otherwise it's an 8 out of 10 like first issue like of the miniseries. And plus like the art and the writing are 10 times better than a majority of today's like comics and graphic novels.
Yeah, I have to agree with this, but I got to tell you, things do improve in issue number 2.
Oh yeah, very much. Very much. Well, also, like what I appreciate about like the first issue, and this is something that most of today's quote unquote creators like should actually take note on how to establish like what your series is about, be it an ongoing or a mini, because like the first issue or the first volume counts because you cannot drag your feet.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. You need good pacing. This at least gave you something at the beginning, something at the end. Most of it was dialogue, but they kept the dialogue relevant and snappy. It didn't suffer from, I guess, what's now known as what is it, Whedon speak, where it's just
we didn't speak writing for the trays, omnibus, essentially.
Bendis,
Bendis writing,
where it's just dialogue for dialogue's sake. And I don't mind stuff where it's you're getting to know the characters, and if you're world building, fine, but we don't need to see the characters in a car talking about the Royale with cheese if it's slowing down the plot. And I'm glad that I could say that that's not what goes on here.
Well, also, I'll say like one more thing is don't write, not just don't write like Bendis, but also don't write like James Tynion IV.
James Tynion. Okay, so most of this starts off. It's the big battle between the minions and the champions, and it's pretty good. Like I said, it keeps stuff moving. And you get your basic, let's see what everybody could do. Like you see Giant here hurling some kind of tank. Yeah, everybody's doing their part until one of the henchmen get a hold of the crown. Oh, I actually thought, oh wow, did they kill Marksman? That would have been pretty bold. A little bit like Thunderbird from the Giant Size X-Men. Or of course that was a couple of issues after, but I thought that would have been good, but no, they didn't do that. But at some point, you do get everybody's defeated, and you got Rose, and she's like, "If you want this crown so badly, Take it, and may your cursed power burn a pathway all the way to hell. And it does. I kind of thought, okay, all righty, that's not bad. But I got to say, the battle was fine. The action, as you can see, was drawn well, and we start to see the power of what they're going after. Okay.
Adding, as a follow to everything that you mentioned, we also get more insight, of the team's dynamics, and how well they collaborate and cooperate with each other.
Let's see. Not all the dangers demon possesses can be handled as easily as you befriend that creature, Rose. The crown vanished with the Morbanes. Okay, they're called the Morbanes. That should not have happened. We may have won this battle, but the war has only begun. You see the guy with the crown pop in, and Master, you must help me. The power feeds on itself. It grows. I cannot release it. I cannot contain it. And the guy melts. You need more melting. What gets me is he literally melts into nothing because there's no blood, no stain or anything. The demon picks up the crown, says, "Where are the stones?" And then he gets mad at the guy who didn't melt because he only delivered. We expand a mighty store of mystic energy to bring you here, and now you come away with half the prize. And he throws him Batman style into a wall, so he leaves a bloody smear. And basically tells Foxbat, wait, why didn't you tell me the stones weren't in it? He says you didn't ask. I was like, I kind of like you, Foxbat. You have a sense of humor. And that is one of the better things. Even if you played the game, Foxbat did end up having a sense of humor. Let's see. I would find them myself, of course, but this way will be quicker. I'm pleased, but I'm also disturbed. This man Avery concerns me, and he sends Foxbat on a kidnapping mission to go kidnap a daughter. And we see the first group pair. They're splitting up, and they're going to find these diamonds that fit into the crown. And the first one's up is Flare and Giant. And if I'm wrong, was this an X? Oh, first of all, we got to talk about the fact that Flare is literally like right away. She's like, "Hey, I'm glad we get to be together because I get my hands on you." And he says, "Flare, Terry, I'm married. I love my wife." And she says, "Only because you didn't meet me first." She is swinging hard to get this married guy to go after her. So, okay. So not all heroes are complete heroes. Giant leaves her to go find a door with basically his symbol on it, and he puts his chest to the symbol, and we see Malice. And then he's tossed out. It ends up being a fight between her and Flare, which, once again, I love the fact that the first thing Flare does is pull her hair. I think, okay, if you're going to have a girl fight, why not?
That's still that moment still gets a laugh out of me.
Yeah, it's okay. Come on, we're going. It's like a freaking caveman wanting to go beat her in the cave, except for this time it's a female up in the air.
It's also not far off with how some women fight with each other.
Yeah, not Ric Flair Rhaegar. This is Flair from the comics, and oh goodness gracious. And basically, the two of them go after each other, and Flair hardly gets her ass whipped. I mean, it is not a long fight. But she even says, "You are mortal, and your life I sense is more ephemeral than most. I believe I shall save you the pain of growing old. I shall make your death quick and easy." And boom! Instead of getting hit, she fires at her, ends up falling, and ends up breaking her arm. But we find out she grabbed the gem that she's supposed to, and that is end of issue 2. Once again, it's quickly paced. What do you think? I'm going to open the floor to you because I did a lot of talking.
I appreciate it. Well, even though no, like, we're only covering literally one half of the
Yes.
miniseries. So you're like after issue one, like it it does improve for issue two, issue three, and onwards.
Yeah, I do. Also, by the way, I do want to point out the art is improving as we go along. Also, there's also more
Very much.
continuity. There's more continuity in the art as well. Um, I mentioned, of course, the coloring on Foxbat a couple of times, but it just improves as it goes along. Um, then we do have one more issue. I'm kind of losing it a little bit because I've had a little trouble. I was I've got esophagitis, so the more I talk, the more it's actually hurting my chest. So by all means, please, if you want to take the lead on issue number 3, I do not mind.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Oh, hold up. Where'd it go? Here we go. Let me get it. Let me get us back here and share issue number 3. Yeah, unfortunately, with the move and everything, I only had time to read the first 3 issues. I wanted to get all of them, but I have been chauffeur and moving, and hey, we got a heavy box, so I just yeah, I'm not the one that could go. You have a soft what is what'd you say? You have a soft. I don't know what he's going after. Okay, so what happened was it was from either allergy, which I think because as we've been cleaning up things as we move, cat hair is everywhere.
Hmm.
Or there was an injury to my throat, which caused inflaming and swelling in my throat, my esophagus, and right now I can't eat anything rough, like I can't have chips and I can't eat anything spicy. God dang it. That's the one that hurts because I love spicy food. That is my jam right there, man. I mean,
Yeah, no, I believe it. Although if you met, if you met like one of my aunts, it's like she loves her spices as well.
oh my gosh, it's yeah. Filipino food is so good, and oh my gosh, yeah. Um, I would love. Actually, a restaurant just opened here,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, and I would really like to go there. But yeah, unfortunately, that's what's been going on. It hasn't been as bad. So I made my nachos. I make my own nachos with the Velveeta cheese, the mix. You got to get the right mix of everything into it. And Gail goes, "Don't eat that." I'm like, but I feel better. And she says, "You no, you got to wait." And you're like, but it's. So she goes, "Okay, do it." And I ate three chips, and I could feel it burning like it never done before. So I'm like, "God dang it, I gotta
she did.
wait."
She didn't warn you.
Yeah, she did. I'm one of those people who I'm like the Black Knight about going to the hospital. Your arm fell off. No, it didn't. So
Oh man,
yeah,
once
I'm
upon a
just like
time.
that. Okay, so issue number 3. Now, we don't normally do an issue to issue kind of thing, but I actually had no idea how to approach this and actually make this video more than 10 minutes. Because I'm thinking there, because I only did 3 issues. I only read 3 issues of a 6-issue miniseries. And I could basically review this probably in about 3 sentences. But here we go. First of all, once again, I've got to thank the 80s for this. This entire segment is an in-story update of what you're doing, of what you would have seen had you grabbed the first 2 issues. And once again, this would be just plain old text on
Mm-hmm.
the front cover. I am not a big fan of that. I like it to be in story. If you missed our first 2 issues, you missed a lot. Here's what you need to know. Demon has captured the Hellfire Crown, and the hands of that sinister criminal organization, the Crown, could pose a threat to the entire world. All right. Fortunately, the crown is incomplete, so there's 3 critical gems that the soul shards of the Hellfire Crown that are missing, and our heroes are trying to recover them before the demon can locate them. Flare and Giant already recovered the first fragment. Ice Star and Dr. Arcane are going after the second, and Rose and the Marksman seek the third. What our heroes realize, and what Demon doesn't know, is that time is of the essence. The mystic forces are moving into alignment, and the true mistress of the power of the Hellfire Crown is beginning to awaken from her decades-long sleep. If this woman comes fully conscious, and if she gains the full power that is hers to command, then the threat Demon poses will seem less than a spark against the fires of her vengeance. And that's why you never wake up a woman. It's just it's evil. You're just gonna wake up evil. Trust me. I've been married for 30 years. I know this is true. Don't wake up your woman when she's sound asleep. Just saying.
Similar to not wake your dog or cat. Like, hey man, I was enjoying my rest.
Yep. And never ask them if it's their time of the month. Okay, so they're going to Canada to find this particular gem, and we're basically learning about Arcane's powers and his past as we go, until he locates the castle under the frozen sea. There is where our true enemy Malice made her home. It's ostentatious. Yes. Also appreciate the big words.
But these big words are being used correctly instead of haphazardly only by most of today's writers, or in order to sound intelligent.
I'm gonna start thinking you don't have a lot of respect for modern day writers.
Well, that's not to say like all today's writers are like that. Like there are actually hidden gems, good ones. Ranging from like Robert Venditti to Jeremy Adams. Like, and that same thing applies to novels. However, like the good ones, like they're being overshadowed by the overhyped, highlight pretentious, ideologues.
Yeah, I'm gonna shorten that to hashtag. Well, most. All right, but then that is the nature of our enemy. She always got the best self-gratification. She always got the best. Self-gratification was her goal, and that was her weakness as well. And basically, they clear the water so they could go into the castle. Now, this is something actually I thought was interesting. He says, "Quickly, I star. My powers were never strong, and they are weakened with age. You must freeze the waters and leave a pathway for us to open." You don't get that a lot. You don't get somebody with let me tell you, my powers might not actually be up to the task.
Mm-hmm.
Especially nowadays, it really does seem like everyone has just been OP'd. It's almost like golden age superpowers are back.
Yeah, but even like how the golden age handled like superhumans and their abilities, they at least there is like a logical weakness to what they can do. So like things aren't easily winnable for them.
You know what I miss? The X-Men getting tired. You remember when like Nightcrawler would teleport a long distance, or he would teleport a lot at a time, or
takes a lot
even
out of
just quickly? Yeah, he gets and that actually used to happen. If Storm is firing lightning bolts, she's expending energy. So why not get tired? And they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, because again, with some of today's like writers, like they take the wrong lessons, or they think they can do better like than the veterans.
Yep. Oh, and hello to Tony. Tony, I would have given you your total today. I saw your email, but everything is moved. I had already moved all the boxes out. Yeah, sorry, man. I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. I'll get to it as soon as possible. Hopefully, I'll have internet at the other house tomorrow. Yep. Let's see. So they move around, and they finally find the villainess. There lies the body of Melissa Dark, whom I know only as Dark Malice. and the Ice Star saying, "She's beautiful. Don't be confused, boy. Evil is seductive." And we get Dr. Arcane. He believes that the only way he can obtain the soul stone that they need is to actually possess the body of Malice. And the weird thing is well, first of all, Arcane kind of loses his memory because he's trying to hold her back. So he has to realize who he is inside of her body for a while. I thought that was a pretty good way of going about it. If she's a stronger personality, does he lose himself within her?
Yeah, which is actually like another like key aspect of like magic users or otherwise to have the ability like, to possess others. I was like, you don't see them like going through that dissonance.
Yep. I keep picturing Sue Storm when he says Malice. Hey, by the way, I sold that. I think I sold it this weekend. The Malice issue of Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
I have a bunch of old.
There's also Malice, who's a member of Sinister's Marauders, and she can possess bodies.
Yeah, that's right. She had the little gem.
Yes,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because well, like she lost her physical body, and she completely takes over her host.
Well, Tony Hayes is saying I have a bunch of Dragon magazines that has DC, Marvel, and probably Champions adventures in them. I remember Dragon magazines.
Yeah,
if I find any, I would put those up. I think those would be kind of cool to try to see.
Yeah, but I will say briefly before going back to discuss issue 3 of Champions is well ever since House of X powers of 10, Malice, she does regain her physical body through the resurrection protocol.
Okay. Because she's been bouncing around from person to person. She doesn't have her original body anymore.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, but now she has her body again.
Alrighty. So he says, listen, you're not Malice, you're Dr. Akane, because she's confused. As I said, he's trying to fight Malice to keep her personality down, but she's strong. So it's kind of a who am I situation. Ice Star says, listen, you're not Malice, you're Dr. Arcane. Am I? I don't think so. And he says, you are. Here's your amulet. Says, it does seem familiar. So what do I do with it? And he's like, I don't know. And then she remembers, wait a second, it has something to do with the throne. So they find a lock that has the same design, open it, and it actually destroys a part of Malice's soul as it opens up. And that's what you see in the shattering in the last panel on page 8. Really, that's only page 8. And as it opens, boom, they get the other soul stone, and then they got to hurry the hell out of the castle. But as it turns out, the old man is now stuck in the body because he went there on the astral plane rather than his own body, which is back at their particular base. It was magnificent, wasn't it? Talking about the castle, but the magic raised it, and all the magic that was in it was channeled into that last protective spell. There'll be nothing left. It will all dissolve. No precious stones, no statuary, nothing. It was never really there. So they grab the stone, and the dude's like, hey, look, I might not be in my own body, but gosh darn it, I'm going to be in my own clothes. And boom, there you go. End of chapter 5. And we get to Foxbat and the kidnapping. That's basically it. It's not a difficult thing. He finds the girl, he calls. And then as he's kidnapping the girl, he calls the heroes to tell them, look, you're right. These people are fucking nuts. But he's called up, and they're like, wait, what's going on here? Foxbat just called us. And we do see, of course, the body of Arcane in the back as he's waiting for his soul to get to it. All righty, what do we got? I learned of the Liberty Legion from Dragon Magazine. It was a Marvel RPG adventure from Dragon Magazine? Really? Chapter 6, Marksman based on the character created by Bruce Harlick, and Rose inspired by the character. Okay, that's nice of them to do. So yeah, you see them going after their bit. They go to the Dark Museum. Now, okay, she's supposed to be a villain, right? And
What?
yet they
Rose?
this
Rose
Madam
or
no
Malice?
Madam Dark, and yet
Madame Dark. Yes.
they've got a museum based on her. I guess it would be like if Dalton opened up a mysticism shop and he called it Crowley or something like that, or HR, what's his name, the guy who owned the killer hotel in California, long time. Alrighty. Oh my goodness gracious. Excuse me, guys. Rose walks in and she meets the curator of the museum, and he's saying, "Hey, check out all the pieces you want. Are you interested in this? Want to buy it?" She says, "No." Dr. Arcane sent me. He goes, "You're after the soul shard." At the same time, Marksman's waiting outside and he gets attacked. And we see the man, if you look, he's got soft features. But as the art goes, it grows more gaunt to the point where when you see him in a close-up, his teeth are almost sharpened. And he calls her in, and as she's picking up the stone, you see him start to transform into a beast. I actually think that's a good amount of foreshadowing.
I agree.
I had to commend them for this one. Not condemn, but commend. Yeah. H.R. Giger. Nope. What was his name? The dude with a. Okay, now you're gonna make me look it up because I'm gonna. Killer San Francisco Hotel owner. H.H. Holmes, by the way, was his name. Yeah, I knew there was somebody knew it started with an H. Alrighty, so basically these two are fighting. And what we find out is that while Marksman is fighting the regular guys, this beast wants to put the amulet onto Rose, so then Madame Dark can actually possess her. And it actually happens for a little bit. "I am Dark Malice, and you are dead!" as she's firing rays at Marksman. He says, "I hate to do this, Rose, but it's obvious you're not yourself." And he fires a ray at her. And she says, "Fool, I'm more than your Rose ever was. I am Malice incarnate. And you, for all your years to come, are no more than mortal." And then we find out the Rose had more control as she realized that the demon is all an illusion, knocks him out. But every time she touches the gem, she gets possessed. So she lets Marksman pick it up and they carry it back to base. Foxbat delivers the kidnapped victim. And we find out that the demon's real power is to mimic people. And boom, that's where issue number 3 ended. And that is as much as I got. Sorry, I just had no time to read, but there you go.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine, but the ending, I don't want to serve as an effective cliffhanger.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Oh, you saw that documentary? It's a very interesting documentary. American Horror Story, by the way, did a season that was based on the hotel. I think it starts off with the vampires with Lady Gaga and all that. This is a good season.
Yes.
What size shirt do you wear? I'm a 2X. I usually get my shirts larger, like 3X, just so they shrink and they're the right size, because I've had too many shirts go 2X and then large. And my daughter gets my shirt. She's so when that happens. But yeah, I wear I generally get 3X, but I'm really a 2X. Yeah, I get my shirt Lizzo side. Well, that does happen because for a little bit, actually, the 3X fit, but actually, I think this is a 2X. The big joke is that instead of esophagitis, however you say it, I should be checking myself for the big C because I have been losing weight. Now, I've been drinking less soda and eating more vegetables and doing all that, but my exercise program hasn't been up. So, yeah. Yes, Superman Elite is a good movie, free on YouTube. There's a lot of DC movies on YouTube right now. Okay, Dom, first 3 issues of Champions. What did you think?
Well, they still hold up.
Okay, like if you were to, you know how we rank. 1 is god awful to 10, which is super awesome. Where do you rank this?
Well, like the miniseries as a whole.
Yeah, oh, or at least the first 3 issues.
Well, issue 1 is a 8 out of 10. Then eventually it improved. Improved like went to a 9, and then issue 3 they went to a 9.5.
Okay. Okay, I would have to say it went from 7 to a 9 for me. 7, 8, and 9. I would, oh, well, 7, 9, and 8. I would have to say. So what is that? That's 15, 24 out of 30. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. That's still an 8. But there you go. What makes you lose weight? Rego. Oh, crack. Yeah, no, I haven't done crack so much up here. It's meth, so it's a different kind of drug. Yeah. But yeah, overall, I could recommend it. Champions is a decent enough story. It's a decent enough book. I would like to check out the. I'll have to put it on the list sometime. We'll get back to it. Um, and we can do the whole or rest of the story. But yeah, overall, I recommend Champions. It is, like I said, though, like the junior team, not or junior varsity, not the pros, but it's still decent. So there you go on that one. Alrighty, and what else do we have here? The hotel was in Chicago. Oh, I thought it was in San Francisco. The hotel was
No,
in Chicago.
no, Chicago.
Okay, I had that wrong. Devil in the White City. Yeah, I thought there was one in there. I might be thinking of a different haunted hotel
Yeah,
in San
yeah,
Francisco. Like, yeah,
yeah. You're thinking of a different one. Because
because
I know which one you're referring to, but the one like involving H. Holmes, that occurred in Chicago.
yeah, there was a deal with this Asian girl from Canada that went to the one in San Francisco. I saw that documentary as well. She disappeared, and I think I just mixed the 2 stories up.
Right.
Okay, let me see what's going on. Tomorrow, I'm moving. We're actually going to be in the new house. This is the last night in this house, hopefully. Every time we think, oh, okay, we're going to get done today, there's just more stuff from out from under the beds. It's like you just don't realize how much little things you have in your house. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or Wednesday as far as it is concerned. If we can do our shows, we'll do them. I just don't. I can't promise anything until we're all settled. But next Monday, I'm sure we're going to be settled, and we are going to be. Oh, I put it in the background section instead of the foreground section. There we go. But next Monday should be home. Everything should be good, and we will be talking about Moon Boy and the Devil Dinosaur by Jack Kirby, not Moon Girl, but Moon Boy, which, by the way, I have read half the miniseries or the maxi. It is awesome. Do you have your internet hookup scheduled yet? Yeah, it will be on tomorrow. And they gave me the modem and everything to hook up to it. So hopefully everything works because we haven't had any. I didn't have the money to pay for someone to come hook it up. So I'm doing it myself. Fingers crossed I do it right. Yeah. Basically, the studio setup will either be like I had it before with the statues behind me, or I'm just going to pin up the green screens so I could do. I want to do my history videos again. And there was one in particular we rewatched where I was basically saying, okay, do you see this guy? His name is, and I was pointing to the green screen and using it for the pictures. And I was talking about, that one was about Richard F. Outcult, who created the Yellow Kid and Buster Brown and so forth and so on. I miss doing those kind of videos.
No, so you thought of doing a redo of covering going over the history of the Platinum Age of comics.
Um, Not necessarily what I've already done. Like I'm very proud of what my brother did with the Little Nemo, which was, oh goodness, forgot his name. But he and Windsor's coming to me.
Windsor McKay.
Windsor McKay, thank you. Um, he and Outcult were friendly rivals. You know, the more Outcult did, that kind of inspired Windsor McKay to do more. And of course, you have the Yellow Kid, you have Little Nemo. Which, by the way, did you know they made a movie based on Little Nemo and Slumberland for
Yep.
Netflix a few years back? It is
Yeah, I
actually a
remember.
lot of fun. I like
Yeah,
that.
and it was a faithful adaptation.
Yeah, and it had Jason Momoa in it. It's pretty good, pretty good. Let's see, a black light and some cool posters. Don't get me started on the black light and posters. Everybody here's heard the story, Tony. I actually had a 1970s black light poster of Fantasia. Easily worth $100. My mother sold it for 50 cents at a garage sale. Yeah. The same time, in that same box, I had the Song of the South re-release from like 1985 or something like that too. So yeah. Didn't we talk about Superman versus the Elites on Disco? Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I have seen the movie; it's very good.
Well, yeah, it was also like a great expansion of the original story done by Joe Casey of What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way during his run in Superman.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that on this show, but yeah, I kind of want to get back to doing that, making videos either for this channel or from the Long Box. Yeah. I do have the Disney Fantasia CD. I've got both of them for Disney Fantasia and Fantasia 2000. They're awesome. They're great. The I think Fantasia 2000 gets a lot of hate it doesn't deserve,
I agree.
and I think it's because of the celebrity interludes.
It takes you out of the immersion.
But the segments themselves are awesome. I mean, each one of them are excellent.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, well, I want. Yeah, well, as much as I want to talk more about that and more, I actually do need to head out as soon as possible.
Okay. All righty, kids. There you go. Once again, if I'm on tomorrow or Wednesday, it's really going to be a crapshoot. So thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. Next week is Moon Boy and the Devil Dinosaur. Read it yourself. That way you can join the crowd. As you can see, I got all my story from Read Comics Online. There you go. That being said, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.
See you all later.
Ah.